What is up, guys? This is Rise, and welcome to another video where I'm going to be showing you a team I put together very similar to the Zionic team that he popularized recently, where he was running Shadow Swampert, or maybe it was normal Swampert, with double fly or Noctowl Pidgeot. I'm running Frostlass as the safe swap and Pidgeot as well in the back. And what's the reason? Some of you may ask for Pidgeot over Noctowl. I'm just trying out a different Pokemon. Noctowl is like arguably the best flyer in the game right now. So I am not going to sit here and tell you that Pidgeot's better, but I think it can be a better closer. It can be better in certain situations with that ability to hit for Feather Dance or that hard hitting Brave Bird debuff. And you see a lot of Bastiodons this day and age. So Frostlass lures out the Bastiodon. We have a Hydro Cannon loaded. We're going to attempt to throw our Hydro here and win CMP against the Bastiodon, but this might be the one where we lag a turn. Let's see. Yeah, so we lag, so it never gave us the opportunity to throw our Hydro Cannon there, which was unfortunate. Our opponent ends up catching this Hydro on the Azumarill, but I'm actually okay with this because the Azu's in Hydro Cannon range, so I can actually go for double here. And now the Azu has to decide if they want to double shield or not. And what are they going to decide to do? They double shield. And at this point, I'm like, okay, there's probably like a Medicham or a Sableye in the back. Maybe I can farm down with Pidgeot, and maybe I can Brave Bird something, and then Brave Bird Bastiodon. The problem is Bastiodon has a move stored. So that's why I no-shield the Ice Beam, because I'm worried that if I no-shield, I'm going to get hit by a Stone Edge. I Brave Bird right away because I was just kind of antsy here. I should have overfarmed more, but I got antsy. I Brave Bird right away. I think he's still switch locked, and I know that this wing attack that went through is going to KO the Swampert, so I'm already pressing the Brave Bird, and we win CMP against the Bastiodon. It's so low that this double resisted Brave Bird should be enough, and it is, and we take out the shiny Bastiodon. So a little bit scary there for a moment. But we're able to win that game despite a fairly tough team comp. Probably like a soft loss as the lead and then a hard loss as the counter swap. But with energy, we're able to overcome it. And Pidgeot was the closer. And that's kind of one theme of this team is Pidgeot and Swampert are probably two of the best closers in the Open Great League. And we're leading the Swampert, so Pidgeot is more often going to act as the closer. Sableye safe swap is a little bit awkward for this team because if I swap in Pidgeot, I'm going to get outpaced. And it's not the most comfortable matchup in the world. I should probably start just instant swapping Pidgeot and try and get some practice with that matchup. But like he can foul play me before I debuff him. And then even if I do debuff him, he probably gets to a return. So maybe I'm better off. Maybe the way I should play that is like just Feather Dance right away after taking a move. And then I outpace to the next Feather Dance or something. Probably a better way to play that than to Hydro and then go. Because I do take quite a bit of damage on Swampert. This ends up working out really well. Because he ends up CMPing our Pidgeot here. So Reggie doesn't over farm at all. And this is just total RPS. So as long as I maintained switch advantage of this game, it was gonna be a win. Just couldn't have afforded to let the Sableye flip switch against Pidgeot. That'd be the only way I could lose that game. And we're gonna go into the next one. Got some cool videos coming out for you. Let me know in the comments if you guys enjoy the different Great League battles, or if you'd prefer to see more Ultra League, or if you want to send in some Master League battles, feel free to send in some Master League. Once again, I don't really play much Master League myself, so I'm always open to you guys sending in your Master League footage. We see a Powder Snow A9 here. This is just a Weather Ball, so I'm debating whether I want to shield it or not. I decided to let it go, and I'm going to throw this Hydro right away. Now, we should CMP tie on the next Hydro, so it's a pretty easy catch opportunity for our opponent, but he stays in. And I can't really... I know I might get farmed down here, but I can't really swap, in my opinion, because if the A9 ends up getting on my Pidgeot later, that's pretty bad for me. So that's why I decided to let my Swampert go down. I'm going to respect a Dazzling Gleam here. It would do considerable damage. Shield the Gleam. In comes Reggie. I'm like, okay, this is actually kind of good. Because I know I can live a Zap Cannon. So I'm going to get off 2 Shadow Balls. And hopefully my Pidgeot can beat what's ever in back. And you would just think, right? With an A9 lead or Reggie safe swap. That's 2 counters to Pidgeot. You would think whatever's in back probably isn't a 3rd Pidgeot counter. But who knows? We shall see. Could be a Bastiodon for all we know. Shadow Ball knocks out Reggie. I'm just getting ready to swap here right away. Get ready to swap right away. And it's a Swampert. A Shadow Swampert as well. So we just have to be smart here. I'm going to let this first one go through. All he needs is 2 Hydros to take me out. But I do kind of have to land a Brave Bird to take him out. And here I'm just kind of anticipating that he might try and catch. So I wait just a fraction of a second and I Feather Dance. And I grab the shield and now he has to catch. So I wait and look at that. Not to toot my own horn. But like, look at the quick reaction there. It's just such a bang bang moment. Sorry, I cut off the Brave Bird. Boom. Bye-bye Swamperts. There. The satisfaction of Brave Birding a Shadow Swampert, but look at this. Just a really quick reaction here. And this is like really difficult plays, I know, but I know he's going to try and catch. So I'm like, so I wait for a second because right here, he's 1 mud shot away from his Hydro. He's still 1 mud shot away. So he knows that I have the Brave Bird. So he catches here. I wait a split second. You see, I'm not tapping the screen. There's no tap registering on my screen. And then I start tapping again. And we go for the Brave Bird. So there we go. It's nice when the game functions properly like that. And you can make those nice reads and be patient. Sometimes when you stop tapping, the screen stops updating. Which I've lost some big games to. So it's give and take. It's give and take, and we just are appreciative that it worked this time around. Swampert versus Lanturn. I do not like Lanturn leads with this team. And a Dragonair safe swap, dude. I was like, what the heck do I do? Because it might seem obvious to you. It might seem obvious, just go Frostlass. However, Frostlass loses this. Frostlass loses this to Dragonair. Maybe from the Mudshot chip I did, maybe Frostlass could have double shielded its way through. But even shields, the Dragon Breath damage just outpaces the Powder Snow damage. So this is pretty bad. And at this point, I'm like, maybe my best chance here is to simply let Swampert go down and to put it all on Frost. Because if he's got a Lanturn lead, I figured he might have like a Swampert answer in the back. Could be like double Dragon. So that's what I was hoping for here. Maybe like a double Dragon team. Getting off the Shadow Ball here. We're going to need 2 Shadow Balls to knock out the Lanturn. Lanturn's going to outpace us. Getting to its moves quicker. And I actually decide to no shield here if I remember correctly. Yeah, because I figured he was going to go for a Surf. And he's going to get to a second one anyway. So I wanted to, like, shield 1 and not allow him to, like, land a Thunderbolt on me. Overfarm a little. I maybe could have overfarmed more there. Kind of lost track. Land the Shadow Ball. But unfortunately, that Dragonair is just too healthy. And what's going to be in back? It's a Trev. And these Shadow Claws are just going to be too devastating. So I guess the only way we could have won that is if we double shielded against Lanturn. And then farmed up enough to get to another Avalanche against Trev. But even then, the Dragon Breath damage may have been too much. May have been too much. What else could I have done? Because, like, if I come in Frost, I don't know, man. I feel like Frost just gets chipped so low to the point where it gets sparked down by Lanturn, and then we're just in a terrible position. Because, like, we have to shield Swamp if we can get rid of Lanturn. I guess that was still probably the better play. That was probably the only hope. If we could just get Lanturn low enough where it can't beat the Noctowl, And then Noctowl is obviously going to just dominate the Trev. Oh, I think I skipped too far there. Here we go. RPK. Shadow Swampert versus normal Swampert. The bad brother versus the good brother. And gonna go for our Hydro right away. Kind of just a mind game, right? Like, who's gonna throw first? We land the Hydro, and he builds up to the Earthquake, so I'm like, okay, I'll respect it. Worst case, it's a Hydro. And he goes for the Earthquake like an absolute savage. I eventually throw here because I didn't want to take a Hydro and go down both shields. He lets it go. And what's going to come in? It's a Trev, and I swap in Knock. Pidgeot. Crap. Did I say... Oh my god, I totally said Knock the last battle too, didn't I? And everyone in the comments is going crazy. So we actually Brave Bird a couple times here, and the reason is to... we want to get farmed down as quickly as possible so we can get back in here with Swampert and overfarm here as much as we can. Want to overfarm here as much as we can. And at this point, I'm expecting him to just let his Bastiodon go down and put it on Trev. But he is thinking in his head, which clicked for me after the game, he's thinking I've got a Noctowl in the back. So he's thinking he needs to preserve his Bastiodon. I am patient. I wait for the catch and store my Hydro. And now I'm going to outpace here to an Avalanche before he gets to 2 moves. So I simply just throw right away. And now Bastiodon is going to have to expend its energy to take out Frostlass, and Swampert has a Hydro Cannon loaded. So there's really nothing he can do at this point. He's going to throw his move here. A Shadow Ball would also probably KO from this range. I think he undercharged that, which was very smart. And Hydro Cannon going to be enough to knock out Basti from here, of course. Bang! Little hydration for Wallface. And we get the win. Always nice to beat a Bastiodon. Someone should come out with like a song in the community. Like beat the Bastiodon or something. Now, I would listen to it. I'd have it on repeat at the gym. Next opponent. Neutral lead. Let's see what fast move it's running. Once again, Powder Snow. So this is like a pretty neutral matchup. I think normal Swampert does a little bit better here because you can take a Weather Ball and still get to 2 more Hydros. But as you see, and as you saw from last time, I don't think I get to a 3rd Hydro. I win CMP here, which is kind of nice. I'm actually hoping he shields, but he doesn't. In comes Sableye. So at this point, I'm just going to let Swampert go down, get off my Hydro, which he'll either shield or will take. He takes it. Sableye's low. And I'm, of course, going to wait out. No really reason to wait out there, but I come in with Pidgeot. And now this is awkward. Now this is awkward because this is a losing matchup for Frost, but it is the 2-shield scenario. So I am hopeful. And he actually lets the first Avalanche go through, knowing I just build up to Avalanche. So now I'm thinking, okay, this might be doable. And I really just want to get shields off G-Fisk at this point. Because it's already in, like, Brave Bird range, if it comes to that. He doesn't fall for CMP. Very smart. We get a shield off of him. And at this point, I'm like, I got to be careful because I don't want to get sniped by Sableye. So I just throw my Avalanche instantly. And this is totally fine. This is totally fine because even though he catches the Avalanche, I can Feather Dance, and then I will live the next Rock Slide. So as long as I get this Feather Dance off before a Rock Slide, I am good. The only way I could have lost at this point would have been to, like, Brave Bird or something. But yeah, that's where Feather Dance really comes in handy, right? What should be a losing matchup for Pidgeot turns into a winning one. Of course, the G-Fisk was already super low, so still not technically, like, a winning matchup, but Pidgeot was able to close because of that Feather Dance debuff move. Let's say it was like a Sky Attacks like another move that was similar energy, but didn't debuff, we lose. Good lead here. Let's try and take advantage of it. They swap Knock, and I should probably go Frost here right away. But it's like, if you hesitate and you're already down a couple of wing attacks, then you don't really want to go Frost, because then you're just going to get outpaced. And if you get baited by the Noctowl, it can flip switch there. So kind of an uncomfortable swap if you're going to swap in Frost, because Noctowl can bait you. If you're quick enough, it should be fine, because you should get to the third Avalanche at the same time they would get to like a double bait and then a Shadow Ball. But I end up just staying in here, which probably isn't the smartest play. I catch here on Frost, and knowing there's a G-Fisk, I think this is kind of good for me. He stays in, actually, and catches on the G-Fisk, but like I would have thrown this at the G-Fisk anyway, so it's kind of fine. And let's see if he throws right away. He does. Very smart. But this is going to allow me to overfarm with Swampert and potentially double up on moves. Potentially double up on moves on Swampert, because it's 5 every time for G-Fisk. It's 5-4, 5-4 for Swampert. So I can go for 5 here. And the Noctowl is also 1 off, I believe. The Noctowl is 1 off. So if Noctowl comes in, I'm going to win CMP. But Noctowl doesn't come in. It's a Trev. He's still switch locked. And we get the win. So a bit of an awkward game. But I don't know. It worked out. It worked out. If we swap in Frost, we're probably fine as well. It just would have been if we were too slow and the Noctowl flip switch against Frost, then we would have lost. Swamp versus A9. Wow. Lots of A9s. I didn't realize how many we saw. This one's running Charm. I throw after 7 for proper timing. You could argue maybe I should go to 10 here to at least threaten the Earthquake or the Sludge Wave. I decided to aggressively swap my Frostlass. We lured out an Umbreon, which is not good. Not very good, one might say. I'm going to take this. I'm not going to flip this matchup, so I'm just going to take this. Unfortunately, it looks like I'm going to get farmed down. I throw Avalanche right away, which is kind of dumb. The reason I do that is because he had double foul play, so I wanted to make sure I got off the Avalanche. And I didn't, like, do a Powder Snow for proper timing while he threw his foul play. At this point, I guess I'm putting it all on Pidgeot, which seems like a lot for Pidgeot to deal with. I shield this because I'm feeling like I should shield something, but, like, there's a Weather Ball coming at me, and it's a Lanturn, so that was pretty alignment-based, like, because we can get shield advantage if we want from A9, but we can't win that matchup. I guess unless we, like, land an Earthquake, but that's kind of risky. So, yeah. Swamp versus Reggie, terrific lead. Let's see what he swaps. Is it Sableye? It is. So, once again, this is what we were doing just to try and maintain switch advantage. However, I got to look at that, like, simulation. Because I bet just coming in right away is probably better. Like, he probably can't flip this matchup. He lands the return here, which is fine by me. Because the Shadow Claws aren't very threatening. I guess after my Brave Bird, they might start becoming threatening. He lets it go. But it's not like we can get locked on down very easily here. I don't know if the lock-ons are doing 2 damage now. It looks like they're still doing 1, to be honest. So even after our Brave Bird, I don't think they're doing 2 damage. We're going for another Brave Bird. Bang. He gets a head start with Frost, which is a little worrisome. Because he can get both of our shields here, potentially. But the safe play here for us is to simply shield everything and go straight Shadow Ball. Because he's only like 2 ahead. So this is the safest play for us, and he decides to try and call it as like a potential win con, which makes sense. Makes sense. Well, maybe not. I don't know, because theoretically his other win con would have been like grab both shields from us, and then come in Reggie, and then Reggie outpaces Swampert to the Focus Blast. So I think he was in a tough spot there. Yeah, also because he would have had to expend a move on the Frostlass as well. So, yeah, I'm just making things up. He was playing out his win condition. That was a call he had to make. And we had a really good day with this team. We actually went 5 consecutive positive sets. I think it was 2-4-1 sets and 3-3-2 sets. So quick maths, that would be 9 wins, 13 wins, 17 wins. Wow, 17 wins. I didn't realize it was that good of a day. So 17 out of 25 one day. The next day we didn't do as well. I think we went like 11 and 14 with this team. So that's the ups and downs of GBL, but it was a team that we had a lot of success with on that one day. And I hope if you guys try it out, it can work for you. Pretty similar to the Zionic team, right? Swampert, Noctowl, Pidgeot, except Frostlass can be a little bit more flexible at times, can also be a good counter to the Noctowls and the Metachams that you see very often. So there you have it. Hope you guys enjoyed the video. If you did, make sure to leave a like and subscribe. Comment down below. All comments are appreciated. And that said, thank you for watching. I hope to see you in the next one. Peace.